Hey everybody, it's Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. This is a Stampin' Chat, which I do every Wednesday. Something new I'm doing. This is going to be a revisit to a card that we've done previously at an event. I've changed it a little bit for another event I'm doing, just something different to change it up. So it's a holiday card, and we're using Painted Harvest and the Holly impression folder to create this card. I'll show you. This was the first one we did, where we stamped all the edges. We didn't do any embossing. And made that two-leveled wreath in the center. So this one, as you can see, is a little cleaner. We're using the embossing folder to create the background this time, and we're adding ribbon. So I'm just going to take you through it real quick. In case you hadn't done the first one with us, you can enjoy this one. And we'll just talk about the different things we're using. Okay, so when I go to my party this coming weekend, and we're going to create this card, this is the kit we're going to start with. So we've got Very Vanilla as our base neutral. We've got some green ribbon that we're going to tie on after, a little piece of real red to make that bow, and some more vanilla to make the front, and then also to line the inside. So let's go ahead and do our stamping first. So I'm using the two sunflower images from the stamp set to make the wreath. So I am stamping in Wild Wasabi to start, and I'm going to put one in the center of my front and one in the center of my square here. This is the one that we're going to cut out. Then I'm going to come in with Garden Green and use the smaller of the two sunflowers, which has more detail, and stamp a second layer on top to give it a two-tone dimension. Now people ask me, are those supposed to be positioned a certain way? You know what, you could fuss with it all you want. As long as my center circles are overlapping, I'm happy with it. So that's what I'm telling people. Okay, then for the one we're going to stamp out, I'm going to go ahead and add some holly berries in real red. Now you can do it on holly berries in this one as well, but you're not really going to see it. It's just to create a secondary level of illusion. So you really only need to stamp the holly berries on the first card, the one that's going to be cut out and put on top. Okay, so there's our holly berries. Alright, so now we also have to stamp our bow. So I'm borrowing from the Santa Sleigh set, this one, Santa Sleigh, and it's got all the thinlits to match. See, so I've got my set and my thinlits. So I'm using the bow here, stamping that in red, on red, and then we'll take it to the Big Shot and use our framelit here to cut that out. Okay, and then we'll put that on the front of our card. Okay, so all of our stamping parts are done. If you have a greeting that you want to use for the inside, you could stamp it on the inside. But this set doesn't have a holiday greeting, so you'll have to borrow one from another set that you have. Which I know you all probably have plenty of holiday stamp sets that you can use from. Alright, so now the next part is doing our embellishment pieces. So, like I said, this one you're going to fussy cut with your scissors. Okay, and to save a little time, I've done that, so I've trimmed that out with my scissors. The next thing you would do is take this to the Big Shot and use your cutting plates, okay, and trim that out. And I've done that ahead of time, so I've got that on a glue dot already, so that's ready to go. And then you're going to take this piece here, and you're using your embossing folder. And something I've started doing, because sometimes when I'm in a hurry and I want them done quickly, my ink transfers to my folder. When I put my stamped image in and position that where I want it to be, I'm just using a piece of paper towel and putting it over the stamped ink part, just in case it's still wet a little bit. And then when I run that through my Big Shot, I'm not transferring ink, so I'm good to go, and my piece still embosses just fine. So there's the piece when it comes out embossed. Okay, so we've got all our pieces. So now let's go ahead and assemble our card. So our ribbon has to be on before we put it on the face of the card. So here's what I'm doing with my ribbon. My gals call this the cheater bow. So we're going to go ahead and snail the edges of the back of this embossed piece. Now, I don't usually use that much snail, but because it's an embossed piece, sometimes because it's not flat, it's helpful to have a little extra adhesive on it to keep it down. But now I'm going to take a piece of 6-inch ribbon. I'm going to go across the face of my card where I want it positioned, and then I just tuck it behind and stick it on that adhesive behind the card. See? Now I can put that on the face of my card, just like so. And I've already got that adhesive all around my edges, so I just have to position it and then put it down. Now don't run your fingers over the inked part, just in case it's a little bit wet. You don't want to smear your ink. Or you can flip it over and press it this way, and that'll get it all nice and adhered. Okay, now I've got my red bow, and I've put that on glue dot already. So I'm just adding that to my wreath, like so. And then I'm going to come in with dimensionals and pop this wreath up on fiddle stick. Pop this up over the top. So see, I'm overlapping it. So you can twist it however you want it to sit. I'm going to sit mine this way. And so some of that lower stamped image shows around it, so it looks a little fuller. Okay, and then you have a card liner because your card is green. So it makes it a little bit difficult to see the inside. So I'm just going to position this in here, and then you would stamp your greeting or write your note for the holiday. Okay, oh, I forgot this piece. So this is the second piece. This is a 4-piece center ribbon. We didn't snail this down, so I'm just sliding that under. And I just do a simple knot. And sometimes I twist my ribbon as I'm pulling it through before I tighten it to get the shiny side up. Okay, and then to trim that ribbon, just bring both tails up together and snip them at the same time, and then you get nice even ends, even lengths, and the same edges. So there's our card. Then, as you notice on the envelope, right, no naked envelopes, you're going to stamp the card, stamp your envelope, why not? So I've just done a partial of that same wreath image to decorate the envelope. So if you guys did the first card with me in November, and if you have the set, here's another version of a similar card that you certainly could put together with your supplies and enjoy. And I think this one goes together a little bit quicker because you're not doing all that stamping, but I really like the way it's all surrounded there too. So, you know, to each their own. It's your card. Like I say, it's your card. Make it your way. So here's just another version of making that card. Alright gals, this was our quick little Stampin' Chat for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again really soon. Alright guys, bye-bye.